Hello everyone, and welcome to our tutorial today with the Putnam County District Library. I'm Addie, and today's topic is going to cover IRS tax refund scams. I gathered my info for today from a couple of different sources, one being the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, and the other being Aura.com. Aura.com had a lot of updated info about the different scamming stories out there related to IRS tax refunds, and I'm cherry picking some to cover with you today. I definitely recommend visiting their website. The link will be available at the end of this video to read and research further the other scams related to this topic. Being familiar with what the scammers are saying and doing is a great way to prepare yourself if you're ever contacted by them. So let's begin. I want to start with a basic general rundown of the IRS tax refund scam that's out there currently. This info comes from the FTC's website and is a great way to understand the overall process of how this scam goes. Scammers have been impersonating the IRS for a while now, usually contacting victims via text, email, or recorded message and scaring them into believing that they owe the IRS money and are going to be punished heavily if they don't pay up immediately. These stories have been circulating for long enough that the general public has learned to report, ignore, and/or delete them. So scammers are trying a new tactic. They're now texting, emailing, calling, or messaging you about a tax rebate. It's my second point here. So they are reaching out to you about a tax rebate or some similar tax refund or benefit. These messages may look legitimate and will offer a refund payment. No matter what the message says, it's a scammer phishing for your information. That's phishing with a PH. Hackers have computer bots sending out thousands of messages randomly. Phishing, right? Sounds like phishing, but it's spelled with a PH. So they're phishing to email addresses or Facebook profiles, hoping to catch a victim and convince them to give up their private information, like their social security number, credit card number, bank account information, etc. These phishing messages will usually include a link to click on in order to claim your refund, but when you click on it, you're exposing yourself to identity theft. If you give them your personal banking information or social security number, or you're exposing yourself to malware that the scammer can install on your device. You may be taken to a website that looks like the IRS website, but isn't. So how do you avoid this scam? I've said this before and I'll say it again. The IRS isn't going to contact you out of the blue via text message, phone call, voicemail, or Facebook message. They're going to send a letter in the mail. Okay? Snail mail. So the legit method that the true, real IRS is going to reach out to you, they always try via letter in the mail. If you have to receive some kind of message claiming to be from the IRS in the form of an email, you can hover your mouse over the from, the sender's email address, and if it's not from a .gov email address, it's a scam. I would still be wary even if it was from a .gov email address, okay? If it's asking for something in an email, it doesn't seem legitimate. Okay, so I just explained the basic form that IRS tax refund scams take. There are a few other more specific methods that scammers use, and I'm going to outline a couple of those for you, as well as how to try and avoid them. As I mentioned earlier, there are more listed on the Aura.com website. So these are kind of offshoots of that original concept of the scam, okay? Number one, a tax return was filed under your name. Without your knowledge, someone submits a tax filing under your name. This actually doesn't require any tax documents, just your name, social security number, and date of birth. The fraudulent return shows a large refund, which the thief deposits. Then when you go to file your taxes, you get an alert from the IRS that someone has already filed as you. The good news is you're still eligible for your refund, but you have to go through the complicated process of confirming your identity. However, keep in mind that the thief has already acquired your personal information, so steps must be taken to protect yourself from further damage. So how do you avoid this scam? Well, the IRS offers an identity protection PIN, an IP PIN, which is a voluntary step to secure your return. You can set up a new 6-digit passcode each year in order to send in your returns. It serves as a password, verifying your real identity and preventing an imposter from filing in your name. You can search for IP PIN on the IRS website and set one up. Number 2, your social security number has been or will be suspended. Scammers use this type of tactic to scare you into divulging your personal info or paying them money. They claim that due to this urgent tax issue, they'll have to revoke or suspend your social security number. So how do you avoid this scam? Well, your social security number cannot be suspended, canceled, frozen, or revoked. So you can ignore this threat. Hang up the phone, delete the email or the text, and ignore the scam. In addition, guard your sensitive info, that's your social security number included, and your banking info, as much as possible. Avoid giving any of the numbers, even the last 4 digits of your social out, and never, ever share it with someone who calls you. Okay? Number 3, the IRS owes you an extra refund. This scam typically comes in the form of an email or other message saying that the IRS has recalculated your return and you're owed an extra refund. To get the money, you have to click a link and confirm personal or financial information. This should be a red flag for you at this point. This is very similar to the first scam I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So how do you avoid this scam? Well, as I mentioned earlier, the IRS will contact you first with a letter in the mail. Don't trust emails that claim to come from the IRS. You can also check the status of your tax return by using that Where's My Refund tool on the IRS website. Okay, number 4, the overdue payment scam. This particular scam happens after you receive a direct deposit refund, either real or fraudulent. Someone posing as an IRS agent calls or texts you, claiming that your refund was too high and you need to return the extra money. They usually demand repayment via wire transfer or gift cards. So some of these things I'm saying right now should already be a red flag if you've been watching some of my other videos, because we talk about those payment methods. So how do you avoid this scam? As I've mentioned in the past, requests for payment via wire transfer, money order, cryptocurrency, or gift cards are most likely fraudulent. The IRS does not accept payment via those methods, so anyone asking that is a fraud. Occasionally, someone will have to pay back an accidental refund to the IRS. However, that government agency accepts multiple payment methods, including credit or debit card. Okay, so if you get an overpayment, look at what the payment method is that they're asking for you to give the money back with. If it's a gift card or a money order, no good. And number 5, this one was new to me. It's the offer and compromise scam, or the OIC scam. So offer and compromise is a program offered by the IRS to help those struggling to pay tax debt. It's only available for taxpayers who meet a specific set of criteria. Scammers make big promises and then charge for assistance to apply for the program, which you should never have to do. They also don't mention the fact that you may be ineligible if you don't meet this specific set of criteria set forth by the IRS. So how do you avoid this scam? Before applying to the OIC program, you can use the free OIC, the Offer in Compromise, pre-qualifying tool that is offered by the IRS. I bet if you go on the irs.gov website and type in OIC or Offer in Compromise, you will find the link that you need to do this. Okay, so I know that's a lot of information, but they're all a little bit different. Each type is a little bit different, so those are the ones I wanted to mention. Okay, thanks for watching.